gangstamusic.com. Check that. If you like rap music, you're tuning in to 88.1 FM, CKDU, Potato Salad Radio Show.
I wanted to ask you about is a bit somber.
What's that?
Phife Dawg passed away.
Yeah, man.
And,
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah. How
talk to me a little bit about
the last
Phife
two
Dawg.
times I come here, man. David Bowie, now Phife.
Yeah, well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was, he didn't make it the last time, but as I say,
maybe
like,
it's because the city needs your perspective on these things
oh
just to
man,
help
listen,
them digest
listen.
it.
I, you know what, man? That's. I have to say this. I saw Q-Tip by himself. I've never seen Phife. I was hanging with Ali Shaheed Muhammad at Bastards Barbecue and got to spend some quality time with the guy, a couple hours with him, and really get to know him. You know what I mean? Like, to the point where I can send him a Facebook message, he'll send one back. And one of the bucket list things for me, and I'm not going to speak for my brother here, but I can only speak for myself, was to see the Tribe do their thing, and I never got to see that.
You for real?
So,
you can't speak for me on that? That's
You
not.
can
You don't think that's a bucket list of mine?
I know it's but
Come on, man.
But you know how we are. I don't
Come
speak for
on,
you.
man.
You know, we love each other, so I'm not going to speak for you. You don't speak for me, but whatever. But anyway, I'm sorry. But anyway, as I say, that was a major bucket list thing for myself. I never got to see them.
Yeah.
You know, in person.
Yeah.
I have every bit of material they ever did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still killing Love Movement, and this is 20 years later. So, you know, like, as I say, they're, to me, as big an influence as Grandmaster Flash was to me, Melly Mel, Africa Bambaataa, who's in the news, you know, like a whole bunch of different cats who came from that part of the world at that time. They were a huge influence on what I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I can say on what the soul does.
Yeah.
You know, so as I say,
Well,
with
there's
Phife going, man, that's. You know, that's a huge resource that we lost right there, man.
There's a resonance, like,
You know?
I want to get your feelings about Phife and thoughts, but there's a resonance for sure with, like, what you guys do in a sort of a native tongues, Zulu Nation, maybe not fully Zulu Nation, but certainly a native tongue sensibility.
We got that feel.
You would fit in with, like, I feel like certainly even back then more so with, like, De La and
No question.
Tribe.
Yeah.
No
well,
question.
Those would be
that's
peers.
what we do.
Sound sonically.
Yeah.
But for you, Fizz, like, what are your thoughts on?
You know,
Phife?
they set the precedence, you know, and that they set that level, and they set it really, really high.
Right.
My only wish is before his passing that he put out some more stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, apparently,
that's really the big thing.
Apparently, he is putting up more stuff.
He's going to put out more stuff.
Apparently, that's what the rumor was. I read the other day, 2 days ago, that he's apparently got some stuff that he did with Jay Dilla that's coming out. That's the rumor.
Two
So
that have passed.
That makes me think of something. As guys who've had a 20-year career, which is like a lot of people in rap, most people in rap can't say that. Let's say you keep doing this for your whole life, and I feel like you guys, I could see that. You know, at some point, I think
I'm gonna.
Yeah, because you two both. I know enough about you that it's not like this is what takes care of your needs.
No,
but you need to do this as creative people. Like, this isn't how you like your bread and butter, but it's you have to do it. So I could see you doing it to a very old age. How would you feel about something you haven't finished or haven't released being? How do you feel about, like, the posthumous release? Like, in the case of Phife, if an album comes out that he wasn't alive, like, and when we find out it wasn't something that was, like, days away. Like, you know, it'd be different. It was like, hey, the release date was already set and he knew it was happening. But how do you feel about that? Like, say you got some U-Soul unreleased. I'm sure you do.
The funny thing is,
have U-Soul.
We do have
right?
a ton of unreleased.
How would you feel if you know, passed away and that got put out?
Some unreleased stuff?
Yeah, you guys didn't release, like, while you were alive.
Well, I mean, you know, music is for the listening, right?
Ooh, interesting.
You know, like that's what it's here to do, right? So why not have that, you know, ability to be able to hear something that wasn't maybe planned on being heard? You know, it just creates another. You know, I think that we have marketed it and made it really, like, just like a feeding frenzy in terms of that dollar bill, right?
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jackson is a big one, right? I'm sure David Bowie sales have skyrocketed, right? But I think the point realistically is music is music. It's supposed to be heard. It's supposed to be listened to, right? And that's my piece. I mean,
I got to add one thing to it. The one thing about Phife is that he doesn't come from a cookie cutter era You know, like the music, a lot of the music that you hear today. You know what I mean? He comes from an era where if a song's powerful enough, it's going to be heard, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless of whether the record company puts it out, it gets leaked out, whatever. He comes from that era. And, you know, I think the same goes for us. We don't come from a cookie cutter era. We don't do, you know, like you're not going to hear a song that sounds like a lot of other people's stuff out there. And I mean, that may hurt us, that may help us, but that's just us, right? And I mean, when it comes to Phife's music, for example, the fact that I did hear this rumor, I wasn't surprised to hear that because, you know, the guy, even though he was sick, you know, he had that kidney transplant, all that type of stuff, you know, diabetes. He was still working. It's just like when KRS-One came up. You know what I'm saying? When we linked up with him when he came up before, you know, constantly working. And this is something that, you know, you can see it in the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when it comes to a lot of these youngins, I think with Phife passing, I think this is a good time for them to really sit down and take notice and learn from that. You know, the fact that when they hear his new stuff, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy was really, you know, he never quit working. He never quit doing his thing. And that's the reason that he gets all the accolades and the love that he gets.
Right.
You know, and I mean, the fact, hey, yes, since he passed, I'm pretty sure that Tribe Called Quest sales have been going through the roof. But the fact of the matter is they never really went down anyway. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't.
Seriously. I mean, people are still kicking the, you know, people's instincts and travels. Like you put that on now, and it's
Midnight
fresh.
Marauders,
on my
Lower
iPad.
Tier,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It
Like-
just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm telling you straight. Like, like you can play that music that they recorded 25, 30 years ago, and it's still fresh and current and relevant.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm
I didn't
saying?
need
So-
to put it on my iPad. You know, it was already on my playlist.
Yeah, man. You know, like, Doug, I'm still killing Tribe at least twice a week, every week.